If you're in B2B sales, business to business, what's the difference in Canada between selling to small clients and selling to large clients? Well, if you are not born in Canada, but you're now doing business in Canada, you're here in the right place, okay? Click the subscribe button, set up the alert. If the content of this video is useful to you, let us know by clicking the like button. There are very good reasons to move both ways. Let's say if you sell to small clients, there are good reasons to start to try to sell to large clients. And if you sell to large clients, there are good reasons to sell to small clients. Let's look at them, right? I mean, large clients usually mean higher sales, and that's very desirable. And remember, if you came from another country where back home your business was already selling to large clients, that will tend to be your natural inclination. Say, well, I had these big corporations as my clients back home, so I should be selling to them here. Or in your country of origin, you used to sell to a lot of small clients. You say, well, yeah, that's the market I'm used to. I know how to deal with the business owners, so that's the type of clients I want here. So there will be reasons from your past, from your background, from your business's background, for which you're gonna try to replicate what you already did back home, try to do here again. So for example, large clients usually mean higher sales. Small clients usually mean a faster sales cycle and better margins. That's also desirable. I want to sell more quickly and have a better profitability on a client-by-client basis, right? But there is a risk here that you'll find out too late about the challenges once you start to get clients of one size or another. And that's what we want to talk about in this video here. So let's talk first about opening the doors, you know, the proverbial door. Like, oh, I want to open the doors at this client. It follows a bit of a different path, right? For small clients, for example, if you want to move into a small client, start to sell to small clients, typically it involves talking directly and quickly to decision makers. Typically here, the person you talk to in a small business is a person who has all the visibility and power in all aspects of the business, and they can make the decision if they want to do the business with you or not. That's why the sales cycles tend to be shorter, right? You're talking to the decision maker, but also the influencer, the technician, the finance person, somebody who has the whole visibility and decision power about the business. With large clients, it's a bit different. Sometimes the best person to initiate the talks at a business, or the person who you should be opening the doors with, it's not always obvious. It's not always, we talked about this here in other videos, not always just a CEO or somebody higher in the organization. What you need to do is to find an internal champion, an internal advocate, right? Somebody who is inside the business that can advocate on your behalf internally and do this internal sales to their colleagues internally. One thing I want to mention here is that we have here our Your Business in Canada platform. And when you come on board, we guide you through this process. We're by your side in this process of growing your business in Canada when you were not born here, but now you're doing business in Canada. So come on board our platform. We'll be here by your side, and you will be surrounded by other colleagues like you, business people in Canada that were not born in Canada, and we're always learning from each other, okay? So let's look at one way to start opening these doors with people. Okay, so again, instead of cold sales calls, picking up the phone, let's call somebody to see if they want to talk to us. I strongly recommend information interviews. And here's a particularity here about small businesses versus large business. You can simply say, for example, hey, we're already selling successfully to these type of companies, right? But the reason we're contacting you is because we're looking for your expertise now, because we would like to understand if our solution is a good fit also for a company of this size that you're used to. We'd like to talk to you just to learn. That's an information interview, right? And that's a way to open the doors, right? And but here's one thing too you need to know. Your business needs to be prepared, right? Because you're gonna have these conversations. Of course, you're gonna be learning about what you should focus on, and etc. But it's very important that your business is prepared for what comes next, because that's the reason I recorded this video here, right? It's People that wake up too late, they found out too late about the challenges. Suddenly they already signed a contract with a large client, and now they're like, oh my goodness, now I'm in trouble because look at all the challenges I have now. Now that's going to be a problem. Or the other way around, they start to get some small clients and they start, oh my gosh, this is taking so much time. So let's look at in detail about this specific type of challenges here. So for example, for a small client in Canada, the small Canadian client, typically, you will be talking to somebody who is expecting from you a detailed knowledge. Detailed knowledge. You need to know about all the aspects. You need to know why they will be buying from you and not from any other options that they have. So they expect expertise, detailed knowledge. But also they expect a rapport. Remember, it's a personal relationship. It's a relationship that's being developed. It's not just, oh, that's a good deal, let me do. Canada, it's a very relationship-driven society, very community-oriented. People want to deal with people they trust. And just having a good deal that looks good on paper transaction, people are going to be suspicious. Well, but what's going to happen when we have a problem, right? Is this person going to be good to work through problems with me? So people from small business, before deciding if they want to do business with you, they want to develop that level of relationship and rapport that will give them the comfort that in the eventual situation where there's a problem, you are somebody they want to work through together, right? So it's important to develop that personal connection relationship, but with knowledge. It's not just, oh yeah, he's my brother-in-law's friend from golf, so he's gonna buy from me. That doesn't happen. People will buy from you if you display that your solution is a good technical fit for their needs, right? Building rapport with knowledge. And very big concept that needs to be focused on here for small clients is service. Small clients expect somebody to pick up the phone. They expect the ability to meet in person with somebody, look in the eye, and decide if they want to deal with you. When there is a problem, they want to talk to somebody. They want to make sure that problem is not there. So small clients, they demand a high level of service, like one-on-one and personal, and right? So in the end of the day, what your business needs to do to be prepared for small clients is that you need to do the math for all these hidden costs, right? Yes, great, I know the industry or I acquire the knowledge, but am I prepared to put the effort necessary to build the relationship, to build the rapport, and to deliver the service that a small client requires from me and expects from me? Let's look at the large clients now. What are the challenges that you will be facing when you're moving from small clients to large clients? The first huge difference is that large clients, typically you're not talking to one person. It may be that one person is your point of contact, the buyer, right? Or whatever. But in the end of the day, this corporate person, this large client person that you're talking to, they are talking to a lot of other stakeholders, like I say, right? There's other people that influence. Finance needs to be happy, operations need to be happy, or the logistics guys, or the IT guys, or whoever, right? So even if you're talking to the CEO, but no, don't worry about the details. I'm talking to the COO of the business, whatever. They're still gonna delegate the decision to their technical staff. That's how it works in Canada. It's not about having the rapport with the big shot. It's about making sure you meet the needs of different people, different stakeholders. So it's important to have this map of all the stakeholders inside the business. You need to understand, and your business needs to have the corporate structure to address all their concerns, right? So do you have the 24/7 line, whatever that they require? Do you have the portal? Do you have the EDI capabilities? Do you have the environmental policy or the anti-sexual harassment training to your staff? You have the insurance in place to deal with that. So there's a lot of things that you may think that have nothing to do with what you're trying to sell, but when selling to a large client, they're gonna demand from you because that's corporate policy. The 15 stakeholders involved in the decision, each one wants to tick that box and make sure that the new supplier meets all the requirements, because there's reputational risk with dealing with companies that don't have the proper structure. So you need to be very aware of that. The second thing that you need to be very aware when you're moving to large clients is what's going to happen to your working capital. Remember, large clients, they know they're large, they know everybody wants to deal with them, and they have very regimented and structured policies internally. For example, how they pay their suppliers. Maybe they pay you in 90 days, I don't know, 60 days, 180 days I've seen even, right? And you're going to say, well, you issue me the invoice and you're going to get paid in the second pay round after the whatever deadline. So as a result, and because they're large clients, it means you needed to get more resources to serve them and, to buy, pay people or buy materials, whatever it is that you sell. It will require more costs from you to be able to make larger sales. And it's going to take you longer to get paid. So how are you financing this working capital, right? So because one way that I've seen many times of companies to get in very big trouble, especially smaller companies, is when they grow too fast and they run out of cash because they just can't survive. They don't have money to make payroll because they're waiting for all these big checks that are supposed to come from their big clients. So you need, again, to do the math for the hidden costs. If you're selling to large clients, want to move to small clients, you have to do the math for the hidden costs of developing the relationship, the rapport, the service, and acquiring very specific knowledge. If you're selling to large clients, you need to do the math for your hidden costs of meeting the needs of the corporate structure in all the 15 dimensions of the stakeholders. Not 15, I'm just using a number, right? And also you need to do the math for the working capital, okay? There's 2 videos here where we speak more about these type of topics. It's going to be useful for you, okay? Good luck.